Good morning, everybody. So, yesterday I get a call from Abby's school, and Abby is sick. So she had a 100-degree fever, headache, her throat was sore. So, called the doctors, they didn't bother to see her, they just started her right on Tamiflu because she has all the flu symptoms.
It's kind of really yucky, but to me it's really good.
So, yeah, she's not doing pretty... She's
Aria doesn't like it, but I do.
Yeah, Abby's not doing too bad taking the medicine. Ari still fights a little bit, so we got to give her some ginger ale or ice cream with it. But, so now I'm home with two sick ones. Hopefully Abby gets better over the weekend so we can all go back to work and school on Monday because they are slowly driving me nuts.
I want ice cream.
Yeah, I'm not getting ice cream right now. Mwah. They were up at 8 o'clock this morning and spent the first 20 minutes screaming and fighting with each other. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm getting done today. I would love to get through my list of stuff that needs to get done. Things that I really want to get done since I thought I would have the time this week, but I don't know how well that's going to work. So we'll see what happens. We'll let you know. For now, we're just going to watch, I guess, Mickey Mouse. So, whatever. The dogs get some energy out of their system. It's too cold to leave them outside for a long time. So they can do this outside, so I guess as long as they're over there not near the kids, they'll be okay. They really are just playing. If it gets too excessive, then I'll stop it. And they have gone to that point before where they find a little too much, and we've had to break it up. But they're good for right now, so I can continue for a little bit. There's my sick kiddos. Harry's starting to feel better. Her fever broke the other day, so that was good. She hasn't had one. I think this is day 2 without a fever. So she's getting there. She's still a little whiny at some points though, but she is too. Abby's temp's up a little bit. I checked it a little while ago and it was just about 100, so I give some more Tylenol, help bring it down. But hopefully hers isn't as bad. And so it's just draining them, kind of, is really what it is, so yeah, there you YouTube on. Rest a little bit longer. So we're actually eating food for the most part, so that is a big improvement right now since she hasn't really wanted to eat this week, you know, being sick. So that's good. I'm happy with that. Obviously they've felt well enough to play and make a mess. Abby feels better, but yeah, her temp's going down, so that works. I just checked again. It's 90. It's in the 90s, so, but she has Tylenol. So she's eating, so that's good. She didn't eat much yesterday. So yeah, it's really just been a lazy day today. I do need to get the dishes in the dishwasher, I guess. Because it's not a lot, but it's all the kids' stuff from them being home. But I want to clean out the bunny cage again. I try to clean out the bunny cage and the cat box twice a week, at least twice a week, so it makes it a little bit easier. And I didn't do it yesterday like I wanted to do because the kids were sick. Oh my, look at that jelly face. So I'm going to get doing that as soon as I wash Aria up. I'll clean out the bunny cage. And I'll scoop out the cat box. I'm not going to change the cat box completely. I'm just going to scoop out the clumps in it and then put in some fresh stuff. But Aria ate her... She likes to pull her sandwich apart. Oh, there's... Yeah, she likes to pull her sandwich apart and eat just the bread, the jelly and the peanut butter off of it. So, She's got jelly fingers and peanut butter all over her. So I'll go wash her up. And I'm gonna get cleaned in those.
I got that soap.
I've got some clothes all over the bathroom again. And looks like John has some clothes in the laundry in the dryer, so I'll fold those for him and get them upstairs. I haven't putting them away, but I'll put them upstairs for him. He can put them away, I guess. So I'll do that. So I was going to wash some clothes, but it finally got cold enough. Our pipes froze, specifically for our washer. Nothing else seems to have froze, but I don't know how well you can see here. You can see the water coming out. Now, one of the things with this old house is when you come into the kitchen, this is our back door. I'll be quiet. It kind of makes like a little nook over here that collects stuff. But when you go out this door, it leads us into a little hallway that goes out to our back door. It's a supporting wall, so the bathroom was an add-on a long time ago. Long time ago. There used to be like an outhouse or something. But this little hallway does not get heat very well because of the big door and it being closed off, and this is an old door, so it gets really cold back here. And the pipes, when it gets really cold, there's not enough insulation to keep them from freezing. And on the back side of this wall right here is our bathroom, where our washer is. So the pipes freeze, and we don't know it until we go to run a load of laundry. Oh, were you behind there? Luna likes to get behind there because when we first moved in and it did leak, we didn't know, but we had to cut open that wall, and that's where we found the leak, because that's where it's coming from. We tried to insulate it a little bit, but it made it a little bit easier. When it did flood, we could get to it and clean it up. And we had started putting some foam around the pipes, but it's still not fully enough. So it's one of the things that we've been trying to avoid. But there's a hole underneath our bathroom, because the bathroom part is not actually over our basement, it's just directly over the ground. So there's a hole, and that's where all the pipes are directly underneath everything, and that's where a lot of it leaks, is down underneath. But then when it really leaks, it floods up the pipe, and it floods into our back hallway. It used to flood out into our bathroom, and our bathroom has flooded a couple of times because of the freeze. Thankfully this time I heard it running, and I got to stop it before it went too far. So most of it has flooded underneath, but we can't get to it without tearing the floor up, because there's no access to it, because everything's underneath the floor. But I came in, I heard the water running, and I came in, and I could see it bubbling back here in this area here, and that's how I saw where the flood was. So, yeah, the washer's not getting used today until we can get the pipe. So I gotta go upstairs and get the space heater from the girls' room, maybe, and possibly find an extension cord, because I don't know where there is one right now. I think there's one outside. John uses it to run from the house to the garage for his air compressor, so I might have to get that. And set that up in there to get those pipes thawed, because he's going to need to do his laundry when he gets home, because where he works, he gets really greasy and nasty, and he's covered in paint dust and metal shavings. He builds farm equipment, so yeah. So that's going to have to get done today. So well, he just finished his lunch break, but I'm going to send him a message and let him know and tell him that I'm going to do that and get it warmed up, and hopefully it thaws. So, not exactly something I had planned for today, but it's kind of what happens. I don't think any of our other pipes have frozen, thankfully, but that one does, just because there's no it's not insulated very well back there in that room, in that little space. So, yeah. Guess gotta get done. So. Okay, so I found an extension cord and I pulled the little space heater from the girls' bedroom. And I've got it in this hallway. I've cleaned up the hallway. And it's very warm in here now, so I'm hoping that maybe the pipes are thawing. I also have the dryer going. We hooked up an attachment to our dryer so that when we turn it on, it heats back into the house. So it warms up our bathroom and kind of this back part of the house, because the kitchen always gets really cold, even though there is a vent. So, ooh, tripping. So this is our little attachment that John found, and that collects all the lint and stuff. So we turned the dryer. I had the dryer on for a good, probably about an hour and a half, and now we're going to. I'm going to turn the washer back on and hope for the best that it doesn't. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it took a little while for it to actually, like, it ran for a while before it started to flood, so it's going to take a couple minutes to see what happens. But I'm hoping with the dryer going and the space heater going that there was enough to kind of warm up the pipes and thaw them. But in the meantime, I didn't want to leave the kitchen because the extension cord I found, I just want to keep an eye on it. It's an older cord, so I want to make sure it's okay. But while I was waiting, I got the dishes into the dishwasher, which I got to turn on. I cleaned out Miss Poppy's cage again, so I got that cleaned out. She's got some nice fresh hay-ish. And my biggest accomplishment, though, that I was trying to work on is I got this kind of cleaned out. And this little nook in our kitchen just kind of collects a lot of stuff because we really can't do much with it. It just kind of, yeah, like that. So it was collecting a lot of stuff, like the big things of trash that needs to go out, the cardboard, we burn our cardboard out back, and just some other stuff that was in there. So, let me not drop you guys here. So I got in here and I cleaned it out. And I got rid of some stuff, and I swept it out really good. You know, we buy very large jars of pickles, and I was going to save them to craft with them, but I don't have time right now, or the supplies. So I was throwing some of them away. But I do kind of want to keep this clean, because as I was cleaning it, I was thinking, I have, outside in the garage, last year I had a little mini greenhouse that we had gotten at Walmart. It's like 4 shelves, and I used it last year, and it was kind of tricky to use too. I'm not completely comfortable using it because I'm not home, where I do still work 40 hours, so I'm not home to really kind of monitor how hot it gets in there, because some mornings still it's really cold, so I don't want to open it and freeze plants. But then if I don't open it enough or at a certain time, it gets really hot in there and the plants die, and that's kind of what happened. So I think I kind of have an idea that I have it out in the garage, and what I want to do is I want to pull it into here and bring it inside and set it up in that little corner over there and start my seeds over there for now, you know, when it's time to start them. And this way I can get a head start, and hopefully Luna won't get up into them, because I've started them in my big window, but as great as it is, Luna likes to get up there and she messes with them. And I've had to restart seeds, I think 3 times last year, before I was finally able to get them outside and get them started outside. I got a sleepy child. So I think if I can get them in there, it kind of keeps her from being able to jump up on it, because they'll be full of trays. And this is my thought, but she's kind of a smart cat. So hopefully she stays away from it. And if I need to, I can put the cover on it to keep her out of it. But then once they start growing and it gets warm enough outside, I can move the whole thing outside so that they can kind of get used to being outside like they're supposed to before I get them transplanted into the ground or a larger container. So that's my idea, and I kind of, I thought it was kind of a good idea, and I like the idea, so I'm going to see what happens, and hopefully that works out, as long as we keep that corner clean. Okay, so I've got as much done as I could today. I mean, I'm still a little more later tonight. I already woke up from a nap, thankfully, after I did Abby's video, her video for her YouTube channel. So if anybody wants to go watch that, it's Abby's Adventures. My channel, subscribe to her so you can find it that way. I'll try to copy and paste the link down below to see if that works. So I'm making supper right now, and I found a recipe on Pinterest that's supposed to be keto friendly. I gotta alter it a little bit because they say to use cream of chicken soup, and it's got a lot of that stuff in it that John doesn't want to eat. So I'm gonna do all of it the same up until I add the soup. And then, because at one point you cook chicken, then you remove the chicken from the pan. So when I get to the point where I add this in, I'm going to do the chicken in 2 separate pans so that he doesn't have to have this. So, and if I can find the link, again, I said I found it on Pinterest, but if I can find the link for this, I'll add that into the bottom because it sounds very good. It's a creamy garlic chicken. So me and the girls will have the creamy garlic pot, and John will just have the garlic chicken. But he'll have it with broccoli, and I have a spaghetti squash in the oven right now. That's got about 18 minutes left on it. I bought it last week and it needs to get cooked, so we're going to do that now. I don't know if the girls will eat it, but it's going to be our noodles to go with it. So, and I love spaghetti squash, and John's wanted to try it, so I got it. I think it's really good. But I'm going to get this going. Let's see. I'll show you. This is the chicken I got now. It's just plain old chicken tenders. It's got a little bit of salt, pepper, and paprika on it. And the salt that we use is the pink Himalayan salt. Oops. So the pink Himalayan salt's better. It's got, it's a better salt for him. So we're using that. Ooh, don't fall. Okay. So I'm going to get this going and get it cooked, and then when it's all done, I'll show you guys what it all looks like. So I'm gonna get this going. The chicken's just about done, so I can do the sauce pot. So okay, so I got it finished. I realized I didn't have broccoli. The recipe I put broccoli in it, but I didn't have it, so I used frozen cauliflower, and I did add a little bit of cheese on the top just to give it something a little different texture. Maybe the kids will eat it. But this is what it looks like right now. So, but this is ours. This is the creamy garlic chicken with the cheese on top of it. That's with the cream of chicken soup and all the seasoning and stuff. And then I just went to John's, and with his, instead of using cream of chicken, I took a little bit of water. And I, like maybe a quarter of a cup of water. And then I have chicken bouillon cubes, and I shredded it like a fine powder kind of. I can't think of the word that I don't know, but I used it, and I grated it up to like a fine powder and made it like a little bit of a chicken broth, and I added that into his pan to kind of give it a juicier taste, where he can't have the cream, at least he can have a little bit of the, the chicken's not dry and has more of a chicken taste to it. So, and then that's our spaghetti squash that I made. It's actually really good. I threw some butter on it to give it a little buttery taste. It's only the second time I've made it. I do probably need to cook it a little bit longer though. I did 35 minutes at 400 degrees. So either a little bit higher temp or a little bit longer time. Probably 40-45 minutes would have been really good. Made it really soft. But That's supper. So I need to go drag the children out of the playroom and away from the TV and attempt to make them eat. So there goes the rest of my evening. Have a good night. See you guys again.